In your games, do you ever find yourself winning team fights, but then asking yourself, well, what do I do now? If that's the case, this video is for you. So I'm going to be breaking down an average game into the basic objectives you should be focusing on throughout a game. So firstly, when you spawn into a game, when you get to your lane, the first thing you want to be focusing on is CSing. Now, I say this for bronze and silver because you can focus on trading, but honestly, it's far more important to CS, to kill the minions, get your gold so you can get your first items. Now, if you manage to get a kill in your lane, or if you manage to force your opponent out of lane, the next thing you really want to be focusing on is trying to push down that tower. Now, you want to do this safely, so on this map, I've placed 2 ward locations where you should put wards down before you push a tower. This will make pushing a tower safe because you'll be able to see if the enemy jungler or anyone else comes in to try and stop you taking the tower and tries to kill you. Now, the reason for getting the first blood tower is because recently it was changed so that it gives you first blood gold now. That means the first tower taken in the game gives a big chunk of bonus gold, 400 bonus gold, as well as what the tower gives you normally. Now, this will give you and your team a really big early advantage. Now, I think when the first tower is taken down, I think that's where a lot of people tend to get stuck in their games. It can be confusing to know what to do next, especially if you haven't played the game for long. But what you really want to do is start grouping with your team and trying to start taking those second towers, those remaining towers that are still standing. Now, to do this correctly, you want to go to the lane where the tower is already taken, push the minions all the way down the lane as far as you can safely, and then get a group with your team. This should give you an advantage in one lane and let you get tower pressure on that lane. Now, another objective you can focus on at this time is taking dragon. To do this safely, you want to put some wards in these locations shown on the map, and if you're stronger at the time, you can try and use that dragon to actually force a team fight. Now, once you've taken down those 3 outer towers, it becomes a little bit more confusing because you start to have a lot more options. You start thinking, well, should I push down the side lanes? Should I try and take Baron Nashor? Should I try and take the dragon? What should I do? Now, ultimately from here, the best thing to do, especially if you're ahead and know you can teamfight, is to bait as many team fights as you can. The best way to do this is to ward around the Baron pit. No one wants to give up Baron, so they're always going to try and stop you if you try and take it, or otherwise you might just get it for free. Now, if you successfully bait and win a team fight in the Baron pit, usually you can either take the Baron, or you can push the top or mid turret and try and get those inner towers, or even further to those inhibitor towers. Which brings me to my next objective. Taking down the inhibitors is one of the most important things you could possibly do in a game to close it out. Taking down an inhibitor gives you super minions, which means that lane will push on its own. And if you do manage to get an inhibitor, you should try and group the opposite side to where you have that inhibitor and try and take a second inhibitor tower or even a second inhibitor itself. Once you've got as many inhibitors down as you can, it's time to make your final push for the Nexus. Now, that's a pretty general overview I've given you of the objectives you need to take in order to win a game of League of Legends. If you're in a game, stuck and thinking what to do, maybe think back to this video. I hope it helps you in some way. And if you enjoyed, please just drop a like down below. It's super easy to do and it takes a second. Drop a comment, I'll be happy to answer any questions if you've got any more questions in the video. And that's it. Thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully I'll see you for another video.